What's up, everybody? I'm Brendan. I'm a full stack developer based here in Brooklyn, New York. And today I'm going to be walking you through the solution for ASCII Portfolio, which is a part of the Pro Learn Git course here on Code Academy. What are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about Git's magical eraser features, aka Git backtracking. These tools are super awesome because we as coders are definitely going to make mistakes, and it's going to be great to be actually able to kind of rewind the clock and say, all right, I know that I changed this working directory. Let's change it back to what it was. Or I don't like what I put to the staging area. Let's take it off. Or something like, okay, I know the ID of the commit and I want to roll it back to that commit. Each commit comes with a specific hash known as the secure hash algorithm, or just hash for short. It's an ID that's linked to that commit. Well, if you have a list of all of the commits and their corresponding hashes or IDs, you can say, all right, there's a bug in my code, and I know at this time there was no bug, so let's kind of roll it back in time to there so that you can actually fix the bug. These are just some of the awesome ways to take an eraser to your code and say, yeah, I screwed up. Let's kind of walk it back a second. So let's dive into it. All right. ASCII art is art made from only the letters, numbers, and symbols you can type on your keyboard. In this project, you'll use Git backtracking commands to undo mistakes made to an ASCII art portfolio. Step 1. The ASCII face in portrait.txt had a goatee in the last commit, but it was deleted in the working directory. Taking a second look, you want the goatee back. Discard changes in the working directory for portrait.txt. So let's just see what that last commit looked like. And how are we going to do that? We're going to look at our head, and head will be the last commit for what file? Portrait.txt file. All right, and I see that it had a nice little goatee here, and someone removed it. So what are we going to do? Well, first let me hit Q here, and we are going to say, all right, let's go back to let's go back to that previous commit. So git checkout head portrait text. Sweet. So we have successfully discarded the changes in the working directory for portrait.txt. Step 1 is done. Step 2, that's much better. Now give your portrait some eyebrows. It's up to you how to do it. One way is to use a few equal sign symbols on the line above the eyes like this. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Any little eyebrows, unlike mine. Nice caterpillar ones. Anyways, let's save that. Step 2 is done. Step 3, add the file to the staging area. So git add portrait.txt. Step 3 is done. Step 4, make a commit. So I've told Git, hey, I made changes to this file. Get ready for them with that git add. And git commit, I want to say, all right, the changes that I said that I wanted you to keep track of, let's make that a snapshot of my code. And add goatee back. Okay, step 4 is done. Step 5. It looks like every file has its date written incorrectly. Change the completion dates on every file, clicking save after each change. Okay, so today is June 6th, 2018. June 6th, 2018. Save that. I save it for here, just to make sure. Okay. Step 5 is done. Step 6, next add all your changes to the staging area with a single command. Well, we can go like this, git add portrait text house.txt and tree.txt, but I don't want to do that. Too much typing. Let me show you a cool trick. Git add period. We'll add all of those files to the staging area. Step 6 is done. Step 7, make a commit. Hit commit change dates. Okay. Step 8, you forgot to add your artist's name to each file. Under the date, include the name El Da Vinci or whatever name you'd like. Click save after each file change. Save. Save. All right, step 8 is done. Step 9. If you know you want to add every file in the working directory to the staging area, instead of adding each file individually, you can use a shortcut. Git add. I already told you guys how to do that. The period means all files. Adding files to the staging area with period is faster than specifying each file individually, but it's easy to accidentally add files you don't want there. Make sure you always know what you're adding. Add all of those files to the staging area. Step 9 is done. Step 10. It turns out that house.txt is an experiment and doesn't belong in the commit you're staging. Reset the staging area to remove house.txt. Okay, so let's go to house.txt and just have it open. It's an experiment and doesn't belong in the commit you're staging. Reset this staging area to remove house.txt. Now remember, we can unstage a file from the staging area using git reset head and then the file name. This will reset the file in the staging area to be the same as its head commit, but remember, it doesn't discard the file changes from the working directory, just removes them from the staging area. So this is all going to change, or sorry, this is not going to change. It's just going to remove this file for the changes that we've made that we said, hey, Git, make sure that you keep track of the changes that I've made. It's going to remove that from the staging area. So let's do it. Git reset head house.txt. Fantastic. Step 10 is done. Now make a commit. All right. Commit. Move house.txt from staging area. Notice only 2 files were changed. If we had not written this line git reset head house.txt, then you would have seen 3 files changed because we did change each file. We added Leonardo da Vinci to each one. So that is it. Alrighty, folks, we have covered the basics of backtracking in Git. I hope that you are kind of experimenting with Git. Make sure you sign up for GitHub and kind of start practicing with making changes to a working directory, unstaging them, kind of resetting Git commits based on the SHA hash, etc., etc. It's a super powerful tool because we developers aren't perfect. We make mistakes all the time. But thank God that Git has this eraser-like tools in its tool belt. Anyways, that's it for now. Happy coding. Bye.